What if the way you begin your morning could completely transform the way you live? For most people, mornings feel like survival, an alarm dragging them into the day, rushing, reacting, barely catching their breath. But the ancient Stoics saw mornings differently. They believed that each day was a chance to shape your soul, to practice virtue, and to live with clarity no matter the chaos outside. And here's the truth. In today's distracted, overstimulated world, their wisdom is more relevant than ever. Imagine starting your morning with calm instead of panic, with direction instead of aimlessness, with gratitude instead of stress. This isn't fantasy, it's something you can build through practice. In this video, we'll explore 10 Stoic-inspired principles that can transform not only your mornings, but the quality of your entire life. And if you stay with me until the end, you'll see how these timeless practices can help you create resilience, focus, and joy no matter your circumstances. So if you've ever felt stuck in chaos, if you've ever wondered how to live with more peace and power, this may be the guide you've been waiting for. Begin with purpose. Not alarm think about how most mornings begin. The alarm screams, you groan, you scroll your phone, and before you know it, your mind is hijacked by notifications and other people's priorities. The Stoics would call this slavery, being ruled by impulses instead of reason. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself every morning, when you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. Instead of reacting, start with intention. When you open your eyes, don't reach for the phone. Reach for purpose. Ask yourself, what is today for? This doesn't have to be grand. It could be practicing patience, serving your family, growing in your craft, or simply living this day fully. That single question shifts you from drifting to directing. Try this. Before your feet touch the ground, take a slow breath and name the one quality you want to embody today. Courage, gratitude, focus. That tiny act can ripple through the hours that follow. Shape tomorrow, tonight your mornings are built the night before. The Stoics understood that preparation reduces chaos. Seneca advised ending each day with reflection, asking what went well, what didn't, and how to improve. In our world, that means designing an evening routine that sets you up for success. Lay out your clothes or gym bag. Write down your top 3 priorities for tomorrow. Step away from screens an hour before bed. Spend a few minutes journaling or meditating. This isn't about perfection. It's about removing friction. Imagine the difference between waking to a cluttered desk, unanswered messages, and vague plans, versus waking to a calm environment, clear goals, and readiness. Preparation is a kindness to your future self. When you sleep, your mind continues sorting and strengthening memories. By closing the night with intention, you plant seeds for tomorrow's clarity. Guard the first hour. Your first hour is the foundation of your entire day. And yet, most people hand it over to distractions, scrolling, emails, or endless news. The Stoics would say this is handing away your sovereignty. They urged us to focus on what is in our control, and the first hour is entirely ours. Guard it. Treat it as sacred. Instead of checking notifications, choose practices that strengthen you. Journal a few reflections, just as Marcus Aurelius did. Read a page of philosophy or literature. Move your body with gentle exercise or stretching. Simply enjoy your tea or coffee in silence. This isn't wasted time. It's sharpening your sword before battle. By grounding yourself before the world intrudes, you create inner calm that carries into everything else. Think of it like building a fortress. Once the first hour is protected, the rest of the day feels less like chaos, more like choice. Rise with consistency. Discipline begins with waking. Not when you feel like it, not when it's convenient, but when you decide. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself, at dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I am rising to do the work of a human being. Consistency creates stability. When you wake at the same time daily, you teach your body rhythm and your mind reliability. You're no longer at the mercy of moods or laziness. You've declared sovereignty. Of course, it's not easy. The warmth of the bed is seductive. The snooze button whispers. But here's the Stoic truth. The comfort of the moment often steals the strength of a lifetime. Each morning you rise consistently. You're not just getting up, you're proving you can keep a promise to yourself. That's how trust in yourself grows. Balance discipline with compassion. Here's where many people fail. They mistake Stoicism for harshness. But the Stoics weren't cold. They practiced compassion, even toward themselves. There will be mornings you slip. You oversleep, skip your journal, or break your routine. The untrained mind reacts with guilt and self-punishment. But guilt is wasted energy. Instead, practice what Marcus Aurelius practiced. Acknowledge the failure, learn from it, and move on without bitterness. True discipline is not perfection, it's persistence. Self-compassion doesn't mean weakness. It means recognizing you're human, forgiving quickly, and returning to the path stronger. That's resilience. Stack. Small wins greatness is built from small victories. The Stoics understood that virtue wasn't proven in grand gestures, but in daily habits. Make your bed, drink water, write one line in your journal. These acts seem trivial, but they're signals to your brain, I am in control. James Clear, in modern times, calls this the power of atomic habits. The Stoics already knew. Consistency in small things leads to mastery in big things. Over time, these small wins compound. You become someone who keeps promises, someone who acts with order, someone who chooses intention over impulse. That identity shift is more powerful than any one accomplishment. Strengthened through community, Stoicism may seem solitary, but in truth, it thrived in community. Philosophers taught in public squares, friends shared letters, emperors leaned on mentors. Today, we call this accountability. Share your goals with a trusted friend. Join a group that values growth. Speak your commitments aloud. Why? Because isolation is where weakness festers. But when someone else expects your best, you rise. When someone walks with you, discipline feels lighter. Seneca wrote letters to his friend Lucilius, not just to teach, but to strengthen his own resolve. You can do the same. Growth multiplies when it's shared. Remember, time is short, memento mori. Remember that you must die. To modern ears, it sounds grim, but to the Stoics, it was the most life-affirming truth. Seneca wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." Reflecting on death sharpens life. When you realize every morning could be your last, trivial frustrations lose their grip. Gratitude grows. Urgency deepens. Instead of dreading this thought, let it fuel you. Each sunrise is rare. Each morning is borrowed. And when you see it this way, you stop postponing what matters. You start living it. Practice mental rehearsal. The Stoics didn't hope for an easy day. They prepared for a hard one. They practiced premeditatio malorum, imagining difficulties before they arrived. Visualize possible setbacks, delays, criticism, disagreements, unexpected change. Then picture your response, calm, steady, wise. This isn't negativity, it's resilience training. By rehearsing hardship, you're less shocked when it comes. Instead of reacting, you respond. And there's another benefit. You learn to value what you already have. When you imagine losing it, gratitude intensifies. Negative visualization is not despair, it's preparation for strength. End with gratitude. The bookend of a Stoic life is gratitude. As you close the day, reflect on what went well. Write down 3 things, big or small, that you're thankful for. A kind word, a good meal, the laughter of a friend, even the simple gift of another day. Gratitude reframes your entire experience. It turns scarcity into abundance, complaint into contentment, restlessness into peace. And when you end with gratitude, you prime your mind for restful sleep and plant seeds for a powerful tomorrow. Closing. These 10 Stoic-inspired practices are not hacks or trends. They are timeless disciplines that give you strength where it matters most, within. Start tomorrow with purpose. Shape it the night before. Guard your first hour. Rise with consistency. Balance discipline with compassion. Stack your wins. Lean on your community. Remember, time is short. Prepare for challenges and close each day with gratitude. Do this, and your mornings won't just improve, they'll transform your entire life. If this message spoke to you, join our journey into ancient wisdom. Subscribe, share your reflections in the comments, and explore the next video in this series. Here's to mornings of clarity, days of purpose, and a life of resilience. Thank you for being part of this journey.